Welcome back, guys, or hello to my new subscribers. Thanks for tuning in and thanks for subscribing. I really do appreciate it. This time today we have a dope little tutorial. I spent a good portion of last night doing this and studying for my last final. Luckily, we got that out of the way and I aced my final, so let's get it. So the song I listened to that inspired this beat was, one sec, let me check. I think it was the open interlude, maybe. I don't know. It was like Exchange or just one of them songs on his thing that had a sample in it. So I was going through looking for like songs to sample, and I found this, and I thought it was real dope. So I just edited it a little bit and then chopped it, and here it is. And I think that's dope as fuck. Excuse my language, but yeah. So found that, and I was like, okay, cool, got the sample. So now I need to find some drums, some fairly simple drums, but that will keep the beat a little live, and then at the same time leave room for the vocals, because that's a big thing in R&B, is that the beats tend to be simple so that the voice can come in and really bring the whole thing together, So the next thing I went for was a bass. I was like, all right, I gotta find just a cool bass that's really gonna just add a little whatever to it. One sec, is gonna be a little bit. Omnisphere be tripping. There we go. So I went to Omnisphere and I was like, all right, I need a bass. So I typed in sin or sign, whatever it is. I'm not sure. Let me know if I said it wrong. Typed in that, and then I clicked on this, and originally what it sounded like, it just sounded like a regular bass. Like, it didn't really have any sound to it. It's just bass, if you know what I'm talking about. So I went into the Master Effects channel and I added a distortion. I went to distortion, stomp box, whatever, and then I just went through all of these until I found something I liked. So this is that. Yeah, so I know a lot of you guys were commenting on my last Drake tutorial and asking how I made that other sound or whatever. That isn't like on Silent One. This isn't really how I made that sound, but it's another substitute if you don't have Silent One. So if you have Omnisphere 2, just type in Sin Bass, and then that'll come up, and then there you go. So we had that. It was a cool little thing, and then I'll show you what that sounded like together. So now it was really, I was like, oh, when I hit that, I was like, oh, yep, it's about to be a banger. Nah, I'm playing, but yeah. So then the next thing, actually, why don't I just play the full beat, and then I'll let you guys, I'll break it down for you.
The March.
Yeah, man, like I said, pretty dope beats. And And now I'm gonna tell you, or I'm gonna show you pretty much how I did everything. Like I said earlier, it's really not like anything crazy. Pretty simple. First thing I did was I made sure my kicks were like really bouncy and just kind of all over the place. So I did this. It's like almost not even giving you like a break to be like, okay, the kick's gonna stop for a second. It's like, nope, comes back in, hits. And like I said, it's just for the energy of the song. And then the hi-hats, let me show you what the hi-hat sounded like before I added the little effect to it. Where them things at? There we go. And right here, I just like did a bunch of velocity. I just randomly clicked on it. That way it wasn't like a boring, typical, you know. So that's what it sounded like dry. And then I added this stuff to kind of like give it more of a live kind of feel. Added a phaser, just an EQ, and a little bit of reverb. Now it's going back and forth around the room, and it's just, you know, something different I tried to incorporate in this beat, just because it's not something I typically do. And then let's see, the 808. 808 was super simple, kind of boring, but whatever. And for this little slide right here, it's a cool little tip. Like, let me show you what it sounds like. That way it was really boring, and then this way, if you put a note like below, my bad. If you put a note below, like right here or wherever, and you have one on top that slides, it's gonna sound cooler. Pretty much, just gonna like, I don't know how to describe it, but it just works. So that was that. Super deep bass. All I did for that was EQ some of the low out right there. You can see, and then the open hat, or yeah, open hat. And that's that. Pretty exciting stuff right there. Crazy. Typical snare. You know, with a little reverb on that thing. EQ some of the low out. Took some highs up. You know, if you haven't already watched my mixing tutorial, go check that out and you'll understand what I just did right there and everything. Oh, and then the snare chop. I don't think I used it because it was kind of whack, but or I guess I did right there. Let's see. Let's listen to it. Yeah, whack. Oh well. And then the hit, just a simple like little effects. Sorry about that. There we go. And then this cool little Vox I found, or actually I didn't find it. Trail Got Wings sent it to me. Yeah. So yeah, shout out to him for that. I'm sure you guys know who he is. Him and like MJ and Taz are pretty much running YouTube right now. But if you haven't, go check him out. I think it's just like Trail Got Wings, and you'll find him. But yeah, guys, like I said, is a fairly simple beat to make. Really, the only part that took the longest was trying to find a sample that I liked. That took a while, but once I had that, I just found the notes for the bass, and then I added this little pluck thing, you know, and then the simple kick and whatever. And let me replay that one more time for you guys, and then I'll kind of talk a little more at the end.
Emerge.
But yeah, so now I'm gonna kind of discuss like ways to come up with these kind of beats and just a little other stuff. So um, what I did for this is, of course, listen to some Bryson Tiller type music. That way, it put me in the mood, and I got a feel for the kind of music he's making. And then I went through a bunch of samples. First, I went to Pandora to try and find something. Didn't find anything, kind of annoying. And then I was just listening to music later on, like not even really looking for anything. And I found that little sample, and I was like, oh, yep. Took that. And sorry about that. And then just kind of worked around that. And let me show you actually what the sample sounded like before I added all that kind of stuff to it. It was really rough on the ears at first. So there's a really annoying like vinyl sound inside of it, so I just EQ'd the shiz out of it and then added some reverb and a filter. The filter is really what kind of made it quieter. But so once I added that filter, then it finally I could, you know, like listen to the sample without getting really irritated by the vinyl thing. But yeah, so then after that, like, just listen to a lot of R&B. I don't want to say Party Next Door, because Party Next Door, like, he makes his own music, and a lot of his beats just really do have a lot going on, which is kind of why he had reinvented a new kind of sound. But as far as Bryson Tiller, so far I've noticed that they're pretty simple, which just leaves a lot of room for his voice and whatnot. What else? I mean, I think that's pretty much it for that. So pretty much, if you guys learned anything, I would really appreciate a like, or, you know, subscribe, a share, all that good stuff. You could show it to your friends. And also, I forgot to mention, if I get 3,000 subscribers by the end of the year, I will be giving you guys something dope for free, like super dope. So what's today, like the 15th? We got like 16 days. It's good. We got this. I'm at like 2,600 or something. So let's do that. Turn me up, and then I'll turn your guys' music up. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, please leave leave a comment or email me, tweet me, Instagram me. Don't text me. Don't call me. I don't know how you get my number, but don't. Yeah. All right, guys. God bless.